There's one mistake I used to make with proposals that would cost me money, that would leave money on the table, and I don't want you all to make this mistake. That mistake is when a client would come to me and ask me to quote a project, I would only provide one option and one price. Instead, I had a coach who taught me that I need to be at least, bare minimum, providing 3 tiers of options rather than anchoring only one price. See, if you only have one price, one option, a client is more likely to negotiate down from there, and that you could end up doing the project for less, which is not where you want to be as a business owner and as a creative who's trying to make a full-time living from this. So when you offer 3 options, what you're doing is you're anchoring prices at a lower end and at a higher end as well. So make that lowest option the one that you would have quoted no matter what. So exactly what they were asking for, your services, your deliverables, you're quoting it for that amount. Then also offer them a mid-tier option that quite honestly would be really enticing to them. Maybe you're going to repurpose content for social media. Maybe you're going to offer them some more deliverables. There's going to be some additional value there for sure for a little bit higher price. And then make your top tier a lot more expensive, but providing a lot more value. So maybe you're going to bring a photographer along with you. Maybe if you're a photographer, you're going to bring a videographer along with you. You're going to provide additional deliverables and assets and resources. Maybe you're going to add more people on your team to be able to provide the value that you want to do. But that top tier one is going to be pretty dang expensive. It's going to be pretty high and maybe in some scenarios a little bit outlandish, and that's okay, because what you're doing again is you're price anchoring. You're creating this anchor for where this all fits so that when the prospective client looks at the 3 tiers of options, they can see value at all 3 tiers. But yes, the top tier is probably going to be over the top and ridiculous for them. They're not going to be able to pay for that. But the middle tier and the bottom tier are going to be way more in line with what they think, and they're going to think that's a better option based on the very tippity top tier. They're going to think the middle and lower tiers are better options and better values, and now you've anchored it more appropriately. Not doing this honestly cost me tens of thousands of dollars, because there was a scenario where I had been under contract with a client for 2 years, and they asked me the 3rd year for another contract, and I almost played it safe and sent them the exact same contract for the same amount of money and didn't give them any other options. And this is when my coach told me, hey, you need to offer them 3 tiers. And when I built in 3 tiers within what I proposed to them, all of a sudden I increased that lower option by $20,000 annually, not monthly, but annually. That was my lowest option. I'd increased $20,000, and then I gave them other options. And because I gave them other options, all of a sudden the lower number, even though it was higher than years previous, looked like the best option. Had I played it safe, had I sent them only one option, the same one I'd always done, on year 3, just done the same thing over again, I would not have grown that account. But instead, by offering 3 options, 3 tiers, and the lowest option being a $20,000 increase over the previous years, all of a sudden I had grown that account by just proposing it in a different way, by just pitching it, by having 3 tiers and anchoring the price rather than what I had done previously. So if you're struggling with proposing people and getting people to take you at the rate that you want, I would highly encourage you, give them options. You might even be surprised that people may not even go with the lowest one anymore. They may go with the middle one. And hey, you may not even make your top tier that crazy, and somebody may actually go with the top tier one. So don't leave money on the table. Don't lose out on the potential that might be there, because you never know what kind of a budget a client is approaching you with. Give them tiers of options, tiers of service, and see what they come back with. All right, best of luck, my friends. Get out there, grow your businesses, and enjoy what you do.